I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. Roll call, please.
Commissioner Butler. Here. Commissioner Clausen.
Here.
Commissioner Cox.
Here.
Commissioner Phipps.
Here.
Mayor Hall.
Here. Consent agenda. Items listed on the consent agenda are considered to be routine in nature and will be enacted by one motion. No separate discussion of these items will occur unless a council member requests the item to be removed from the consent agenda. If an item is removed from the consent agenda, it will be considered elsewhere on the agenda for this meeting. Prior to asking for a motion to approve the consent agenda, the mayor will ask if anyone desires to remove an item from the consent agenda for public discussion. Would anybody like to remove any item? Hearing none, I move to approve the minutes of the regular meeting of August the 5th, 2025, and bills and payroll for the first half of August 2025. Can I have a second to that motion?
Second.
Commissioner Cox, and roll call.
Commissioner Butler. Yes. Commissioner Clausen.
Yes.
Commissioner Cox.
Yes.
Commissioner Phipps.
Yes.
Mayor Hall.
Yes. Presentations, petitions, and communications. This portion of the city council meeting is reserved for persons who desire to address the council. The Illinois Open Meetings Act mandates the city council cannot take action on comments received on matters that have not been identified on this agenda. But the council may direct the staff to address the topic to refer the matter for action on the agenda for another meeting. Persons addressing the council are requested to limit their presentations to 3 minutes and to avoid repetitious comments. We would also ask you state your name and address for the record, as well as stand when speaking. We do have a couple of items on the agenda for public hearings, and we'll start with the slide. Who's going to start that?
Alex.
Public hearings.
Okay.
Okay.
Are you opening? the
Yeah.
public hearing?
Right.
Thank you.
Excuse me. Open the meetings. Yes.
Public hearing.
Good to go.
Go.
All right. So here today we're going to talk about the OSTAD fiscal year 26 application and review of past OSTAD. Next slide, please. So some past improvements thanks to the OSTAD from IDNR. So back in 2024, we received approximately $600,000. And that helped pay for a new marina parking lot, West Pavilion roof replacement, fishing pier, 3 playgrounds, picnic tables, riprap, and erosion control measures, and other improvements. Fun fact, many years ago, the Mattoon Roundhouse Sports Complex area was partially funded by OSLAD as well. So that's pretty neat. Next slide. So as you can see, this is what it used to look like out there prior to the grant. Next slide. That's what it looks like now. So there's just a significant impact this grant can bring to our community. Next slide. So this is our vision for OSLAD in fiscal year 2026. Next slide. And so basically there's 2 options that we can look at here. So the first one would be the Lake Mattoon Marina and Campgrounds Phase 2 project. So the revitalization plan focuses on modernizing infrastructure, protecting shoreline, and improving visitor amenities to keep Lake Mattoon competitive as a regional destination. These projects are designed to generate new revenue, protect long-term assets, and enhance visitor experiences for both campers and boaters. To be extremely clear, this grant cannot be utilized for drinking water quality improvements outside of erosion control. And, city staff is working diligently on multiple other grants right now at this moment to address the water quality issues. OSLAD just happens to be due soon, and we need to hold this public hearing in order to be able to apply. Number 2 is the Mattoon Momentum Park, Site C. And so it's basically the community's kind of welcoming entry point for beginner riders that are interested in riding bikes at pump tracks. For those of you that don't know what a pump track is, it's kind of like a skate park for bikes, things like that. This project has been in the works for probably the past 2 years or so. And it's part of a larger $3.3 million Momentum Park system. Again, this isn't city funded whatsoever. This is all community donations, things like that. So next slide. So for the Lake Mattoon aspect of this, these are a couple of the things that we are able to work on. So West Campground Sewer System, paving the roads in the campgrounds, riprap for erosion control, bathhouse remodel, concrete beach pathway, new marina buildings, multi-use pickleball courts, and various other projects. There's a slight hang-up with this option. IDNR guidance for OSLAD only permits around 40% of an application to be for infrastructure. And many items that we have on the list are considered infrastructure by IDNR and thus would be ineligible after 40% is reached. So staff is continuing to assess the direction of this potential project and what should be included in the OSLAD application should we choose to go with this option. Next slide. So MAT2 Momentum Park, next slide. So here's site A, just to kind of give you some examples. Site C is what will be funded, but as you can see, this is pretty extensive. You're looking at the property that's owned by Rural King behind the mall. So very extensive. This is essentially the best pump track in the state of Illinois, maybe, next slide. Those are some visual examples of what it might look like. Next slide. This is site B, which is a little bit north of where we just looked at. This is a mountain biking skills course, flat jumps, kind of black diamond, blue diamond, green diamond for different difficulty levels and things like that. Next slide. That's a couple of examples of what it would look like. Next slide. And then this is the project in question tonight for potential OSLAD funding. This is kind of like a top track for younger folks to be able to get into using pump tracks and mountain biking. And then there's some natural playscapes and trails and stuff like that. Next slide. And that's kind of visual examples of what it might look like. Next slide. And so, really from there, the main barrier to this project is funding. All planning estimates for the project are secured. And the OSLAD grant will pay up to $600,000 in funding. We're working on securing commitment letters from a community partner in the amount of $280,000. We have another bike project, site B here, that could easily be covered by the grant in whole. However, IDNR likes to see multiple project components as part of an application, which would mean it wouldn't be as competitive if we went to site B. So in other words, they want you to apply for multiple things within one grant, not just one item within one grant. Next slide, wrapping up. So why should we invest in outdoor recreation? Next slide. There's a ton of changing demographics. This is post-COVID data. According to Illinois Extension, recreation-dependent counties in Illinois grew more than twice as fast as the nation overall, and the Midwest recreation counties mirrored that trend. So rural communities have been losing young people, but now that COVID is over, 65 plus folks are also moving out. So creative marketing campaigns are needed, emphasizing natural amenities and recreational opportunities that should be geared towards both younger and older audiences. And yeah, that's it. Publication there.
Questions anybody have?
I have one. Alex, on the first part of that, the erosion control riprap, about how much would be committed to that, and any idea on how much land surface that could be used for?
So the maximum amount that we could include if we were going to do that, because riprap is also included as infrastructure, would be 40% of the 600,000, which off the top of my head, I'm more of an English guy than
240.
It's 40. So yeah, I'd say that's the most you could do. The last OSLAD cycle, we did 112,000.
Gotcha. Thank you.
I have a question, Alex. Based on your estimate, when would a project like this start and when would it finish? How long is the construction period? And tell us a little bit about that.
Which one?
Well, both, yeah.
Gotcha. So typically we have 2 years to implement with OSLAD unless we have for an extension, which they usually aren't granted. So we have about 2 years to complete it once we're awarded. Awards could be expected in maybe December of this year or spring. Beyond there, last time we got it in spring. So.
Okay. All right. Any other questions anybody has? Close meeting.
You need to close the hearing. Mhm.
Yes, so we're closing the meeting now. And what else?
Just closing the hearing and then you go on to the next.
All right, so that's the end of the public hearing for OSLAD. And next item on the agenda is a presentation by, and Leo, I'm going to mess up your name. I'll let you go ahead. And,
Have one more.
oh, we got one more on this. Okay.
Have one more.
I'm sorry.
The bad.
Have the BAD, BAAD grant.
Oh, I'm sorry. It's right there next to that. Okay. Okay, go ahead. You're up next. You're the last part of the OSLAD.
All right, thank you for having me here today.
Yes.
For you that don't know me, my name is Dr. Darcy Cather. I'm the grant writer here at the city, here with John. and we're going to talk a little bit about the boat access area development grants today. It is also available through IDNR. Next slide, please. So today we want to talk a little bit about the purpose of the grant, as well as our objectives for this proposal, as well as our anticipated costs, and then the timeline we are looking at. Next slide. So the BAD grant is also available through IDNR. It is one that comes available every couple of years. We have received this grant in the past, and you probably are familiar with the implementation. The kayak launch that was implemented at Lake Mattoon is a direct result of the funding we received. So this grant is designed to provide access to boat and canoe and kayak facilities. So again, kind of to address kind of the questions that often remain in the room, can this grant be used to treat water quality issues? And the answer would be no, that this one, as many grants, are very strict in what they can and cannot fund, and this one is only for boat development. And so in this case, we are looking at another kayak launch, and it would provide up to $80,000 for a non-motorized boat launch and up to $200,000 for a motorized boat launch. At this point in time, we really don't have anything that would qualify for the motorized, and thus we are looking at for the kayak launch at Lake Paradise. I would note that this grant is 100% reimbursable, so we would be applying for the full $80,000 with a small match to go ahead and ensure that we can fund the projects and the developments that we need. Next slide, please. So you'll see that our objective in this proposal to the Lake Paradise improvements would be first and foremost to design and implement an ADA accessible kayak launch to really improve accessibility out there at the lake. Going directly along with this, we would be looking at parking lot improvements as well. The current parking lot at this facility is a gravel parking lot. It's not striped. It's not very easily accessible, and it needs quite a bit of improvement. So we would be looking at replacing the gravel parking lot, regrading that, replacing that with asphalt, and then doing the striping, as well as creating a pathway down to the kayak launch. And this is key in order to receive the grant. In order to receive the grant, we can't just apply for the kayak launch. We have to bundle it with the parking lot renovations in order to ensure that it is truly ADA accessible. Of course, then aligning with the requirements of this grant is the emphasis on ADA and then ensuring that we are meeting all of the IDNR standards that are set forth. Next slide, please. So you'll see that this is where we are proposing. This is directly off of East Lake Paradise Road, just south of Pena Road. You'll see the existing parking lot, the motorized boat launch there along with the tie-in dock, and then where we are proposing the kayak launch would be right next to this residential facility. All of this is public land. We would be taking out the existing dock, which is really dilapidated, and replacing it with a kayak launch. Next slide. You'll see the rendering here. This is very similar, would be exactly what we have featured at Lake Mattoon. So we would be we would be putting in the same project, and that's where it would go, replacing that dock. Next slide. You'll see the budget for this is we are looking at approximately a total of just over $96,000. The kayak launch is $66,781. That would be 100% grant funded. But again, in order to qualify this grant, we really do need to do the parking lot renovations as well to make sure that it is truly accessible. And we'd be looking at just under $30,000 for that. That brings us to a total of just over $96,000. So we are asking for your support today in a resolution in applying for $80,000 grant with a match of 16.91% or 16, that's just a shade over $16,000. Next slide. And that concludes our presentation for today. Does anybody have any questions for myself?
Same question as I had before. What's the horizon for construction and completion of the project?
Say that one more time.
When do you think the project might start and be finished?
So everything depends on accessibility to the materials, and last time it took about 3 months from the time we ordered it to get it installed.
We
So
anticipate that we would receive funding similar because it's the same as IDNR. We anticipate receiving funding probably in early spring, such as January, and having a grant opening around August of 2026.
Yeah, and that dock's right next to the old store that used to be like on the east side. Yeah. Okay.
Any other questions?
Stuff.
Thank you so much for your time.
What was this?
Yep, thank you.
Okay, well, close this presentation though, hearing. All right, now we ready to go on?
Yep. You have any other questions?
Any other questions anybody has? Okay, yeah, come on.
Thank you very much. My name is Leo Vaccarello. I'm the solar owner. Basically, spoke with Kyle about 4 weeks ago.
Yeah.
And introduced this program to him. We work with the new solar farm program. It's the Illinois Shines program. It's what it's sponsored with. Where we basically are not building any solar anywhere, just so people are aware of that right off the bat. We aren't putting it up anywhere. We basically can take credits from a solar field somewhere else, apply it to the Ameren bill, and it gives a discount. In this case, the project that we're looking to do at the moment is a 20% discount off of the overall spend on your Ameren bill. So we are not a third-party supplier. We are not, again, we are not building anything anywhere. This is literally a dollar credit that can come from those fields and apply to your Ameren bill to give you that discount. The way the program works, if you open it up, it's pretty simple. First page, basically, I tell people this is my third grade teacher in me, which I'm not a third grade teacher, but this is how I explain it to people. Basically, the sign for solar, like anything else, it goes into the grid. And then basically, which you're already getting the powers from these panels already. So it's not like you're gonna be getting solar from these panels. You're already getting it. It's already in the grid. And then we can basically take those dollar credits and apply them anywhere we please. The way the state is set it up, Illinois Shines, basically they monitor how the program works, and that's how we can then distribute it to the consumer. Every ratepayer pays into these programs. I know I'm sure you've seen your electric bills and they have all these charges on them. It's not us, but we put the solar projects into the Illinois Shines program, basically because it helps us improve some of our costs quicker, and it also gives the state and the consumer a chance to, on the state, just more energy. The utility doesn't have to build them and spend the money on them themselves, and the consumer can get a discount on the spend. So since you folks are already paying these programs, this is a way that the program is giving back. It's pretty simple. It's not, I joke around all the time and say it's not rocket science. Basically, we put spend on the bill, we're paying down the Ameren bill and giving a discount off the spend. This is basically off of what we got from an idea of what the budget is, which I know isn't 100% accurate, because I do know that you do have some municipality electric, not just Ameren, in the city of Mattoon. So we will take that into account. This is just a base off of the spend, which it could come down a little bit after I see bills and can put together a more accurate proposal for the city. But just going off the spend right now at 20%, it would estimate, save the city $139,000 in year one, off of what the estimated spend on the electricity is in the city. Again, you can have, and I answered this question for Kyle already, as long as supply is on the Ameren bill, you can do delivery. It will cover the delivery and the supply. It covers both. The state is legislated to do that. If it is not, if the supply is not on the Ameren bill, then it would only cover the. And then we'd obviously, once I see the bills, I could obviously give everything from sunshine. I was talking with the mayor and I talked to Kyle a little bit about this as well. The 20% these farms are finite. We've already done this with a few pretty large cities in the state of Illinois. Marion is on the program. Pekin has signed into the program. LaSalle, Cedar Robinson just agreed the other night. A little close with the Village of Arthur, agreed 2 weeks ago. To do the program. She's done a few school systems as well. In the proposal, you'll also see we do a lot of the McDonald's in the state of Illinois, a lot of franchise owners jumped on this program. Same with Wendy's, because at the end of the day, money back into the business, or in your case, into the city, to move somewhere else to help pay for other things. And that's all we're looking to do. Hence the fact, we do have some 20% just for municipalities. It is starting to run low since we have done some of these larger cities already on this program. So it is something that you are interested in. We do ask that you sign that they kind of, I would also show it to you folks ahead of time. It's called a non-binding. It basically says you're interested in finding out more about the program. We tell the person who, the project that this municipality is looking into exploring if this is something they want to do, so they can hold that power for a little bit of time, knowing that it takes anywhere from 30 to 60 days before things are normally decided on these things. So if there are any questions, we'll be willing to answer them.
Is the city commitment 2 years then,
No,
or longer?
So the program, you get the credits for 20 years.
Okay.
And this project has a 180-day out with no cancellation. Reason why you need 180 days, it can take up to that long for the utility to take the credits off the bill.
You mentioned that you had Marion. You already are working with them. Have they actually been on the program long enough?
Signed on a few months back. My partner Nathan signed that one on, and it just signed on a few months back. I know when we talked to Kyle, he is very familiar with the city manager over there as well. And he's pretty excited about the program from good research and what he knows about it. That's something that I need to reach out to. But
Is this, sorry,
Go ahead.
any part of this residential, or is it just municipality?
we can do this residentially. We do this residentially. So Illinois started the program off with mainly residential and small commercial. COVID slowed it down a little bit, like everything else. Now it's at the point where they're going after, they're allowing the larger businesses to be included. Hence the fact we're talking to more municipalities about it, because what was happening in the past, we could only do like really small meters for municipalities. And when you start talking about the large meters, the electricity bills on those meters are very high. And their meter classes are different from what the small meters are. So the residential program's been going on for well over 5 years, maybe 6 years. This program, as you can probably tell, I have an accent. I'll hold it against me. I like it out here a lot more from where I am. People are nicer. Massachusetts has had this program since 2012. Maine has had this program, Vermont's in the program, New Hampshire. Rhode Island, only for municipality. New York's been in the program, and it's actually been one of the spearheads of this program since they joined in 2017. Maryland, Delaware is involved. Virginia's about to come online. Colorado, Minnesota, California has been doing this program a little bit. Mexico's going to be opening, and so is hopefully Ohio and Pennsylvania will be joining on the program as well. At the end of the day, it's kind of a cookie cutter program. Oh, Minnesota does. It's kind of a cookie cutter program. Basically, whatever agency, efficiency agency in the state, multiple states oversee the program. So basically, it's regulated where legislation is passed by the state legislation to do the program, and then the state puts the rules up for it, and then the community solar farms are actually the ones who follow and put it into the state process. So it is a lot of that. Unlike like a supplier where you're not really on the PUC watching them, this is something that the state will solve this month. So if something isn't aware that someone doesn't understand it or something, the state can audit it at any time to make sure it's being applied properly. So that's one of the really good things I like about this program. I've been doing it for 7 years. We mainly focused for a while just on the ag community. The ag community could use most help, especially when COVID was going on, as everybody knows. But it's really starting to grow, where municipalities are really starting to look at this. I mean, we do a lot of municipalities in other states that have been on the program for a while. It's just now that this power is starting to go up a lot of new leaders. It's time to start talking more and more.
So then what about the business community? You said,
Yeah.
you said larger businesses are eligible.
Yeah.
So what about is there,
Small business.
It's small-
Yep.
so the business community in general?
Yeah,
is
in general. I mean, when I say large business community, I'm actually talking to some very large dairy plants. We're talking about some of the, you know, who the other plants are. They're all over the place. I had a meeting in Effingham today with a large grain distributor. A lot of these companies are looking at this piece. Everyone knows the rates are just going up. And I know a lot of people are upset right now with the capacity charges going on the bill and everything else. It's nothing to do with us, I will say that. But I do look at people's bills on a daily basis, and I can empathize with, wait a minute, my electricity bill just went up 30-40% from where it was 3-4 months ago. I mean, these programs are here to help kind of combat that. The really good thing about this program is if the rates go up, the savings is greater. I wish the rates would go down because the savings would be less. And I tell people I'd rather save them less money than more money. But the truth of the matter is, with AI and everything that's being talked about right now, the demand for electricity is going to go through the roof in the next 2 to 3 years.
So then what about as solar continues to grow, right? Is the credits going to increase? And then so you're saying no?
So,
So how does this work there's a 20-year commitment? Is that?
but you can get out at any time without a cancellation with a 180-day notice. And believe me, if you guys are interested in this program, I can send that out to him. It's the agreement to the attorney as soon as possible, because as you know, it's something that gets done pretty quick.
Well, I understand that, but as the demand for electricity continues to grow.
That 20% would follow whatever the rates go.
Okay.
So say your bills go from, like right now, it looks, I mean, I'm just going by an annual spend. And when I get the bill, say I get the bill of 600,000 of them on him, and the other 150,000, basically around that estimated spend is on, co-motion. We can't do those ones. We can't do the studies. But on the other hand, we'll say that 600,000 is $750,000 4 years from now, or 5 years from now. You get 20% off of that 750,000. Well, 93% of that 750,000, we size it down a little bit because we don't know if you're going to increase your power usage. So if we do, then there we use a little leeway there to cover that. We don't size anything at 100%. We want to leave a little bit of space there in case more is being used.
Okay, I had a question on the chat. Do you know what specific Illinois legislation you're referring to on how the credits are being distributed?
It's under the Illinois Shines program. If you go online to the Illinois Shines program, you can find every information on the program.
Thank you.
Can I ask a question too?
Sure.
So I'm a little confused. What's the benefit to you, like your company, Solar Runners? How do you get funding?
We get more money from, so we get, everything is solar right now, that's serious, that's what we go. We also make more money by what we can see. Instead of getting from the owners for the power, maybe they'll charge people for power, for it. We actually can get more retail rate than we could a wholesale.
I mean, your corporation gets some of the subsidy.
The people we work, Well, it is,
I mean, is there, what's going to have some benefit?
That's possibly to go on for all the stuff. I mean, everyone knows in this state that, you know, the governor has promised a certain amount of clean energy by a certain time frame. So you're never going to get there just from people putting on roofs or putting it on ground mounts or doing anything like that. So these programs help other people participate. I will say this, solar fields are not those most serious things you see. Normally the community fields or anything on 40 to 60 acres, they're not on some of these. I know around here, I've seen a few that are on large amounts of land. Where these ones are, it's more of a major commercial against the grid kind of situation. These community farms are more anywhere between 60 to 80 acres tops.
I have a question.
Go ahead.
Yeah, where are these solar panels located at that can be used?
So anywhere inside Hamilton, it could be as far west as or Edwardsville, or it could be as far west as long as in Hammer. It could be as far as it could be for the most southern part of the state. As long as it's in the Hammer territory, because all we're doing is taking the dollar credits. What will happen is they'll say, all right, you use 4 million kilowatts on power for the city. So they will take 4 million kilowatts, or what it would cost, what would it be for panels, apply those account numbers to that, and those dollar credits would just come here. It could be on the other side of the state. You're not getting the power from the panels, like I said, everyone already is. It's just the dollar. It's like if you put solar on your house, or you put solar on a building, you do it to spin the meter backwards and not have a bill. The developers just we can build the meters, we build the farms. And we're gonna get 80 cents on the dollar for the power that is created off of those credits. And the city will get 20%. So all the rest, all the money spent, that's all on our end. And basically I tell people, I like to say it as a thank you, you're getting a 20% discount every month or over the course of the year, because we don't live on the equator. I can't tell you you're gonna get 20% every month. Somebody shines 12 hours a day, constantly. Summertime, it shines 15, 16 hours, in the wintertime, we all know. Maybe 8 or 9, so it just depends. But we will say the 20% savings, of course.
The city would.
Yeah.
Like I couldn't personally buy in for my own house and save 20%.
Good, I mean, it would just be a different, it wouldn't be 20%. 20% is only, this project in particular is only for municipalities. They're trying to help municipalities have an opportunity to have a little more money come into their budgets, especially with the way the rates and everything else going. So we're getting a little more incentive to do it for municipalities. This certainly. Most projects are 11%. Residential is 10.
Is there an expectation at some point in the future that a 60 to 80 acre field would be located near or in a community that signs up for this program?
I cannot answer that question. Meaning could.
Because you don't build it, you don't build them.
I understand you don't build them, but you work with these.
I don't know what their plans are. I've been in cities that have, it all depends on what you folks are doing personally. Like, there are some cities I've done boardings in moratorium right now. So there's no solar development in it. There's some cities that, or towns that are all for it. A couple that they're looking to put 1 or 2 in. It just depends on what is brought to you and what you folks decide on that. That wouldn't be something that, I mean, if you wanted to, yes, depending on a lot goes into it, substation handle it. It's, I mean, there's a lot of different aspects that go into that, but that's not what I would be doing. So, I mean, I can't speak for what's going on our end, because all we do is when they're built or in their process of being built, they tell us they want us to get this to you folks, and what to do, how much needs to be gone, how much needs to go out, and then we just bring it to where we need to bring it.
How does this affect the aggregation programs we've been in the past?
So, yeah, that's why I was asking him. As long as our aggregation's being on the Ameren bill, which again, the city buildings are not on the same aggregation as our residential. Beth and I do that out separately because it's a big meters, not small commercial and residential. It's a separate program. So as long as it's on an Ameren bill, it sounds like we can do that, and it's not supposed to affect the aggregation.
We'll get 20% off of the aggregation as well then.
Yes.
Good.
You get 20% off the whole spend.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
Any other questions?
So,
Uh,
so yeah, I would ask if it is something you don't search, I will wait to the end of the meeting. If there's any other questions that anyone has. I know sometimes people think of things and
Okay.
I'll sit around and I'll. But if it is something you are interested in, I do have an application for a non-binding application. Again, you're not signing into anything. It's just saying you're interested in finding out more about the program. At that point, I would take a few days, I'll get like your agreements, so you guys can oversee what the agreement is. We got to do the bills, and I can get something into you, and I would say next meeting, but the meeting after, I could come back and I could look through everything with you, you guys can have more of a, everyone could have more of an educated idea of what it's going to do to the city.
Thank you.
all right, you got somebody way back in the back.
Yeah, for your estimates, just strictly on solar,
I would even,
well, on the power provider, they also have hydroelectric.
this is just the solar.
Okay.
So we're basically just taking profits from the farm,
Solar only.
yeah, and applying it to the utility. There are, I mean, if,
You know, Ameren obviously uses other.
no, they do, I don't know if they're doing hydro in stereo, Illinois, like this, I know in some other states, they do hydro, they don't, I mean, not through New York, now where you come from? I know northern New York, by the Canadian border, I see a lot of hydro up there. But, yeah, see. I know they try to do regular environment, which is shit my head, there's so many trees in the house, it doesn't make sense to me.
Do you know what percentage Ameren generates solar versus the other?
I don't know, it's not. It's not putting advanced buildings, but I mean, you do a lot. I mean, I've been all over the city, I've seen some nuclear plants, I've seen, you know, you get it from all sources.
Right.
So, I don't have, I get that, I do it, like, that, you know, brings money to you, but I'm so, but I don't have a story. And I'm not gonna, I don't give the answers, I don't, regardless, I bet you the answer, and I'll give it in.
Someone just jumped in and asked, would you please ask, why would you have to sign an MOU to find out more information?
Because we're gonna essentially be putting a whole,
Right,
we're
just in the
basically
whole-
putting a whole thing into this project. This city is interested in the process, because you gotta understand, and I'm sure everyone here understands this, municipalities, it's not gonna come in and you're gonna sign it that night. And I can say, oh, here's it is. We know it's gonna take 30 to 60 days. We understand that. We understand it comes in front of you, it gets voted on, and it's normally a 2 to 3 step process, 3-step process before it comes. I mean, we're Robinson, 3 different times, I've been twice, like, it just, it takes, speaking a few times, it takes a few times of, you know, there's all the steps. So we gotta go through those steps, but it's almost the project that we're working with. This is one of the municipalities that's interested. And normally after like that 30 to 60 days, if there is a decision that comes to be made, and there's other things out there, then we just say they're not ready to move forward, or they are. So it gives time for it to move forward.
Okay.
I hope that answered.
So I understand that this is from municipalities. Would us participating in this as a municipality preclude us from being able to offer maybe solar benefits to our residents directly?
No, I can involve. I can talk to you guys.
That'd be great. Yeah, another hours.
You want it? I mean, I'll give you, I have plenty of person.
I just think the more we can save money for our residents, the better.
Yeah, and there's actually some pretty interesting developments happening with the program for that side of it, so.
Good.
Any other questions?
That's it. Okay. Now, yeah,
All right, thank you.
go on to the next one. Any other questions that we've got on any other subject that people are here for today? Anybody want to ask any questions? No? Yes, ma'am?
Do I need to come out there?
Yeah, we've got people listening online, so if you can,
Yeah. My name is Jody Sparks. I'm living for home. I've been a resident of the community for 50 years this time. I just want to say to council that this whole water thing has been an uproar, and I don't think more transparency from the council. It seems like there's so much information floating around there and out there that we have no idea what's real, what's not, what's true, what's not.
Right.
Frankly, from me personally, natural water has been nasty for a long time. And I've never understood why there wasn't Sunday dinner. Bottled water goes for a long time. I use it for other purposes, but I don't use it for drinking, brushing my teeth, or anything. It's a royal pain, sure you know. So I just would like to see more information so that a lot more people can trust that our city leaders are actually moving on this problem and that they're doing something about it. And folks, now, we're gonna have these water. They're not gonna have this problem years and years and years. Think for it.
So,
That too much time for a taxpayer. I don't think so.
no, and we've got a draft report that, you know, we're working on that shows what we had done through the past. We also have a after incident meeting, and we'll share the results of that as well with the public. And then, like, there's another question on here too about, you know, results of the testing of the water. He's asking about Lake Mattoon. You know, we are putting on our website the water tests that we are doing, that the IEPA is doing on the blue-green algae every Monday or Tuesday, and then Thursday or Friday, just depending on when we get the results. They take the samples on Monday and Thursdays, and we're posting those on our website. We're not giving both Lake Mattoon and Charleston, or Lake Mattoon and Paradise results because we don't want to confuse people on that. But I mean, that is stuff that, as we've gotten lake results on both Mattoon and Paradise. They don't do that necessarily every Monday and Thursday like they do for the blue-green algae. It may be a couple weeks they come out and test.
Well, the confusion that I've heard is that why are you treating Lake Mattoon prior to, and that maybe a confused issue, I don't know. Why are you treating Mattoon when our water is actually coming from Paradise? Is that correct?
That is correct. And the thought process is you don't want to be treating the water and drinking the water at the same time. So our goal was to be able to treat Lake Mattoon for a couple treatments, switch over to Lake Mattoon water, and then start treating Paradise.
Do you have the concept?
The pump was delivered today and is pumping into Lake Mattoon, I think, today.
Well, I'm confused.
Yep.
I'm confused. And I've tried to stay very upright and neutral between my posts, if I can post. But I do think that part of the city's responsibility, in my understanding, I've never held a city office, never ever entered my mind, I wish I had. Maybe I can take something to eat, but anyway, when you don't understand, it's easy for confusion and anger. We see that nationwide with everything else. And so, but I personally feel that part of your responsibility as our city's leaders are to provide safety for us, fire, police, potable water is an absolute necessity. We can go a long way with a lot of things, but water is one of them. So I'm just here to plead our case.
Yeah.
And I would appreciate it very much if you guys would, ladies and gentlemen, I hate saying that, ladies and gentlemen, if you would let us know, we can trust you. You are working on our behalf. give us some information so that we can breathe at night, we can sleep, and we can feel like we matter to you.
I'll assure,
We do.
yeah, right, right.
We do.
Right.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, what I was going to say is, I'll assure you, and I think I know everybody that's sitting at these tables that are elected positions, we do care about you, and we are putting things in place. We have a report that we need to get out to people that's ready to go, in my opinion. It doesn't indicate all the solutions that we're going to suggest, but we are getting out the studies of the quality of the water. I'll be the first one to tell you that there are times, and it doesn't occur all year, but there are times where the water tastes and smells terrible.
Like fish on.
Yeah. But, you know, we all live in the city of Mattoon. We experience that just like you do. But I still have a level of confidence that that water meets all the standards necessary to drink it. It doesn't smell good sometimes. It doesn't taste good, but you can drink it. I personally run it through another filter, but a lot of people do that.
Yeah.
A lot of refrigerators have filters on them automatically. It takes a lot of that out. So this process that we're going through is certainly a long term. It doesn't happen overnight, but the report that we've got right now, kind of stepping through what happened during the crisis period, it's about 44 pages long. But it needs to get out to people that says, okay, here's what happened and here's what we've done, but we got a lot more to do. And there's multiple steps. Some of it's treating the lakes, some of it's modifying the plant, someone's, making additions. The plant that we have was in place before Charleston's was, but it's the same plant except for just a couple of factors. It's like adding to a car, you could add certain functions to a car. We need to add some additional functions to our plant that will solve some of that problem. Now, one thing that's different about Mattoon and Charleston's got the Ambral River. All of our water runs straight off the farm ground. That does present some additional problems. There are some things we can't control. We can't control the amount of water we get. The rain. We can't control the temperatures. We can't control the amount of fertilizer going on. But there are things that we can do that'll make the water better, and I'll assure you that we are working on that. It's gonna cost money. Yeah, but it's important enough. It's one of our most important resources, if not the most important. So we are looking at that very closely.
Understand that. So like I said, you can live without a lot of things. Can't live without a good plan.
Right.
You're exactly correct that we should have been much more transparent with the city and what we were doing and what the plan was and what was going on. I've stated that before, and I do believe that we could have and should have done better.
Thanks for saying that. I appreciate that. Thank you. That's all I needed to say. Is I'm speaking for a lot of my friends who really didn't want to come and do this. People that know me know that I pay attention. Dave and I have talked several times about it and haven't yet.
You're pretty shy.
And I'm an old lady, I'll tell you. And a lot of people my age don't get it. They're confused. They don't know what to do. They're scared. And they're angry because they feel like they've been ignored, let down. Who cares? I don't feel that way, but I do feel that transparency is really important. And if you folks could do that, I think a lot of it would help. Paying taxes is no fun for anybody, but we really like to see a little return for our investment. And
Right.
like I said, I've been here 55 years total. That's a lot of time.
Yeah.
I would just appreciate you listening to me tonight, and transparency going forward, I think would help everybody.
Right.
This is a serious problem, but I think that's what we need to get through together.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you. Anybody else like to address the council? Yes, sir.
Good evening, folks. Back in town, Gale, a few times in the last couple of weeks over a nuisance problem that's far out of control. I reside at 3205 Richmond Avenue, my neighbor's backyard. We had a tree cut down the both of us friend last year in September. His part's still sitting in the backyard rotting away with 12-foot tall weeds. In one day, I trapped 7 groundhogs and a possum that I have to go 10 miles out in the country to let these things go so they don't come back, which is fine. But then I'm going to start sending you guys or him a ticket or a bill for my trapping fees because it's getting a little ridiculous. Can I show you these photos?
Sure.
Yeah, watch your step when you come up.
Hmm?
Just watch your step there. Yeah. Yeah. Well, pass them around. What's the thing out?
We need his name.
Excuse me?
I'm a nuisance officer,
Did we get your, what's your name again?
Dustin White.
Just, there you go.
So, yeah, our police department takes care of the nuisances when it comes to trash and weeds. And
So
then,
every officer is a nuisance officer.
correct.
Use that resource every day.
Yeah.
Every day, have an officer go next door. Because I can't enjoy my backyard because the mosquitoes are ridiculous. Because there's poison growing underneath this guy's fence. Or there's rodents or bugs. There's gonna be termites found. It's bound to happen.
You know if an officer's been out to address this site?
Yes, contacted, can't think of the officer's name, he went out there. So it's, that's been 2 weeks ago.
It's, so they get a notice to evade nuisance, they get a certain amount of time to take care of themselves. If they don't, then they get a citation, which gets to court. That court date being a month out.
Yeah, it's like the 45.
There's one each month.
Welcome to the court system.
Our
About
next court date's September 8th.
And then you're in possibly 2 or 3 continuances.
Pest control come out there 4 times a year and I have to pay hundreds of dollars every year. I have to trap animals. I offered this guy, I offered to go over there and do it for him. That wasn't good enough. He has it under control, believe it or not, in the pictures.
Ryan was going to check in the morning to see where it was.
Is your,
Process.
It's starting to cool down. It's going to cool down soon.
Yeah.
That was over a year old. I don't know if you guys are familiar with pests for wildlife, or common sense at all. That's all going to come from my, I don't have 4 lots between me and this guy. I have 6 feet. Like I said, if I got trapped, so they're coming over my foundation on my house that my family built in 1946, I'm not.
yeah.
And like I said, nothing's been done about it.
Is the neighbor that's the problem, is it 3201 or 3209?
It's 3209.
3209. And
3201 is upset about it as I am.
your neighbor, is he a rental property? Is that rental property? He owns it, owner occupied.
Years ago.
He bought
It
it.
hasn't been weeded since.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, what if this was one of your guys' neighbors? How would you, what would you do? It wouldn't look like that, I guarantee it. If it was your neighbor, wouldn't happen. Your neighbor, wouldn't happen. Sam, you know, damn well you wouldn't like it if it was your neighbor. If my grandpa still lived in that house, it wouldn't look like that either. That's Charlie White's old house. He would be rolling over in his grave to know that lot looks like that, and then the city's doing nothing about it.
These problems,
Hold on just.
Now we're just at months. Well, I've been dealing with this for 12 months already. I'm not dealing with it for months.
I don't think the city is doing nothing as far as I know. The process, the city's held to a process with the court system just as much as the individual is.
Well, so you would see all these shitty nuisance properties.
I don't disagree with you at
We're
all.
talking about how we need money to do this. Let's start writing citations. Let's start.
I think the point is he addressed that.
It's not funny. It's not your neighbor, though.
No, I'm not laughing. I'm a little frustrated.
You are laughing.
Sir, let me kind of address your question.
Yeah. But you're not going to come send me.
I am not laughing at,
Let's do it like this.
I am not laughing at you. My point was Chief Gaines had answered your question, made a comment that the process is they get issued a citation and then it goes to the court system. And the court system is slow. The process is slow. So
Hasn't been written. This week and last week, And he told the police, and they didn't know anything about it. They didn't remember this conversation. So had there been a citation? We don't know. So again, I guess it's worth flashing at.
So I reached out to the police chief. Again, every officer does it, and he didn't, he was in his car, so he didn't have a computer to look up to see where it was. That's why he said tomorrow morning he will look at it.
Strike the alley, you can't even see the private citizen. He has one, you can't see it. There's 15-foot tall weeds on it and poison sumac everywhere. Like I said, you guys aren't dealing with the rodents. You're not dealing with the snakes and the bugs. Yeah, as a good neighbor, go do it.
I understand. I get probably 2 to 3 calls, people contacting me a week about nuisance ordinance properties throughout town. It's a big problem.
I hope they're persistent with me because I'm on call every day until something gets done.
So I know we write hundreds of citations a year for public nuisance violations. Some of them get cleaned up on their own. Some of them, they're a little more stubborn and won't clean it up. Those are the ones that are frustrating because the judge has to inevitably order them to clean it up.
That's what's frustrating here. I offered to go do it in 1 day for him. He has a control.
But we have hundreds of these, and if you have called the police to come out and look at it and it's a nuisance, and I didn't see the pictures, I assume it is. What they would have done is issued them a notice to abate. After a time period that he doesn't take care of it, then the citation comes. And we do this every day, all the time. You mentioned a lot of properties around town, you're correct, and we address.
And I hate only using that resource. It's true, if there's something better you guys can do than go tell my neighbor to pick with me lazy and cut his damn grass, but
it's part of what we do, and it makes things a lot quicker. Like I said, if they will just clean it up on their own, if they don't, we're going to proceed.
so now we're at, this could still take months, so I mean, okay.
How long can the case be tied up, public nuisance? I mean,
It can be months and it's up to the judge how much time he gives them to clean it up.
Or just go over there with a bunch of weed sprayer and spray everything dead. One of your guys go, come get you.
he could have you, he could file he could file a complaint on you for trespass, sure.
We can ask for a clean and lien as well too, so.
Well, I might say something.
Yes.
He put it on Charles.
I need her name.
What do you want to do?
Her name.
Ma'am,
Again, absolutely nothing to them again.
ma'am, what's your name?
Denise Ross.
Denise
That's
Ross.
not true.
Not true?
No, it's not true.
There.
Because he won't.
I used to have snakes. I used to have raccoons. I
How
used
many-
to have
Haven't-
rats in my backyard.
How long has he been in the court system?
Since 2018.
How long has he been in the courts?
2018, we are in front of the appellate court right now. And so he's lost, he's appealed. We're in front of the appellate court right now. We're in the brief writing process.
But the mess is still there.
Yes.
If he dies in the meantime, who's liable for cleaning up that mess? The city.
Well, that could be.
Yeah.
Or
Mr. White, I got a question.
Yeah, that's one other thing. I want to answer the emails that,
Did you submit,
yeah, never heard a damn thing back.
how long ago and when did you submit that?
White, my name's Wanda White. I also reside at 30 White. I mentioned 3 weeks ago.
Okay.
I screenshot it because I unfortunately do not have a lot of faith right now in the city. And I wanted to confirm that it was sent and no one has responded to my email. We have followed every single step that I felt was through the chain of command, which started with an email. Then we contacted Matthew Police Department. We're following every step possible to take care of it so my children and my pets can be safe. So
I get those. I get those and forward them to whatever department they go to.
Separate from the names.
Yes, yeah, it's the second one.
Yeah, we're going. Well, how's that work?
there are.
Yeah, it's outrageous.
I think so.
Go ahead. We got multiple people talking at the same time.
Someday.
Go ahead, ma'am.
And we have standard missile And if they are only allowed to slide for 5 to 10 minutes to motorbike, so it's an area right now because there's wildlife on the other side of the fence. I'm trying to protect not only my children and my, but this is our home. This isn't just a house, this is our home. And something needs to be done. This is not okay, it's not acceptable. I understand the whole court process, but give them citation. And what I was told earlier was that, 10 days, they had 10 days, that I broke to my husband on what you.
Yeah, most nuisance is 10 days, yeah.
So 10 days is a lot better here than it was once.
Yeah.
So now I would know that 10 days are the months. What are we talking about?
So 10 days is the nuisance, and then we can do a clean and lean after that. We go out and get proposals from different contractors to come in and take care of what needs, if it's trash, if it's mowing, if it's,
So is it the city or is it people that you contract from the city that
We-
do that?
it would be a contractor that we contract with.
Okay. So 10
Using
days from the day that the first officer went to the house.
10 days, he has 10 days to do something. If he doesn't, then we write the citation. But then we can also do a clean and lean.
Because we will call every day. I don't want to.
Yep.
I already got an alarm set on my phone this morning. And I will just call every day because something needs to be done. I know it's throughout the whole city and I feel bad for everybody else that has to live by something like that. I get none, but I've neighborhood. Something, but unfortunately. It's not fair to my children and it's not fair to my pets that they can't play in their own backyard. We pay tax dollars for better than first.
Hey, real quick, I think this highlights something, of course, an opportunity that we can take advantage of to deliver the best results for our residents. There's something called administrative adjudication. The city of Metzingen could adopt that was enabling. It does cost money. We got to pay for our own lawyer to be a judge. But it does allow us to get quicker results in terms of fines, things like that on these properties. It's a process we currently don't have in place. And, I put this in staff report a little while back, and I do believe that it's worth seriously considering to hopefully prevent issues like this.
Yeah, and it's not just our area. I mean, driving down 9th Street, taking my son to school, junior high, there's a house, there's a for sale house, there's a sign in front of it, they are normal. I put, it's not her deal. Well, whose house is it? And if it's someone who's renting a house, then contact me or I can look them up on the parcel. Not rocket science, they drive to it. But something.
But I would say, like, for example, like in court,
Yeah, we're familiar with that process.
but like in court, I'm sure you see it all the time, Dan, that, somebody maybe won't show up to court, so just continue, they're gonna find them coming, right? With administrative adjudication, they don't come, it's just, you're guilty, you're done. And so I do think that is a huge opportunity for us, from both the code enforcement and police nuisance perspective. I think
So I also wanted to ask, if you guys, what is considered a nuisance or a safety health issue with groundhogs and possums? That's a health issue as well. That's not just, safety issue, but it's health too. They carry so much disease and ticks that carry more line than most ticks do. And now my kids watch that, or my kids can look through, check them as they're walking in the door. I do it for campers, I do it for camping, I just have to do it in my backyard. So.
Yeah.
Something's got to do.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Anybody else have something to say tonight? Offhand? Okay.
What about online? People online, you've chatted some questions. You'd you like to ask some questions?
Kyle, when will the draft be available to the public?
I mean, if council's fine with it, I mean, really, there's a few little minor changes to make, but I could have it out by the end of the week.
Through our website.
Yeah, it'd be on our website.
And who was that? Who asked that?
This was Valerie. Valerie, what's your last name?
Valerie Kincaid.
Kincaid?
Yes, Kincaid.
Okay.
I also shot you a question online, Kyle. Can you educate me on what the metal retaining wall is that's buried in the shoreline by the pump house on Lake Paradise?
That's just the stabilization of the shore. There's some erosion around there, so putting the steel on there is keeping the soils from washing down into the lake. So that's a common practice out around Lake Mattoon. People put on metal sea walls to keep their property from erosioning into the lake.
I think that last question is the new contractor entrance.
Oh, the last
The last question.
metal training wall that is now buried. Oh, what? That's the Lake Paradise.
She said Lake Mattoon, didn't she?
Lake Paradise, at the pump station is where the contractor put the new entryway because they can't come to the marine anymore. So their only access to the north side of the lake is at the pump station.
At Lake Mattoon, though. This one was Lake Paradise, so I think is the question.
Yeah. It does say Lake Paradise at the end.
That we were doing metal
And that's what
shoreline at Lake Paradise.
That's how John did.
That's our and everything, because it was disappearing.
Was the erosion issue?
Yeah, both places really. Yes.
Okay. Any other questions? Anybody online? Anybody here? If not, we'll go on to new business. All right, who's first?
I've got the first one here. So I make a motion to approve council decision request 2025-2629, awarding the bid of $20,070.95 to Varsity Striping and Construction Company for pavement marking placement at various locations around the city, authorizing the mayor to sign the IDOT acceptance of proposal BLR 12330.
Do I have a second to that motion?
Second, Mayor.
Commissioner Phipps, and any comments on this one? Anybody?
I'll just say it's our annual striping program. It's several locations all over the city that will be striping center lines, stop bars, crossings, things like that.
Okay. All right. If you have no other questions, roll call.
Commissioner Clausen.
Yes.
Commissioner Cox.
Yes.
Commissioner Phipps.
Yes.
Commissioner Butler. Yes. Mayor Hall.
Yes.
Motion to approve council decision request 2025-2630, awarding the bid in the amount of $39,840 from Ed Carter Construction, Inc. for repairs to the east outside portion of the train depot and authorizing the mayor to sign the contract.
And a second to that motion?
Second, Mayor.
Commissioner Clausen, and anybody have any comments on this one?
I'll just say this is trying to keep some upkeep on the depot. There are several things where the fascia, soffits, rotting and stuff like that. There's issues around some of the windows and even kind of around the foundation there a little bit to kind of make it a little bit better, clean it up and preserve it.
Okay. All right.
While we're talking about the depot, I do want to bring up one little thing is we got a fire alarm trouble signal that keeps going off. We've replaced one smoke detector head twice and still going off. So there's beeping on there. We keep shutting it down. We got to investigate what is really going on because we've replaced the head, like I said, twice now in the last week, and we're still having some issues. So.
Okay. Any other comments? If not, roll call.
Commissioner Cox.
Yes.
Commissioner Phipps.
Yes.
Commissioner Butler. Yes. Commissioner Clausen.
Yes.
Mayor Hall.
Yes.
Motion to approve council decision request 2025-2631, approving the engineering proposal in the amount of $29,200 from Farnsworth Group to perform additional services for Phase 1 engineering study of the Illinois Route 16 and Swartz Drive to extend the current study of the roadway from Broadway Avenue East to DeWitt Avenue and authorizing the mayor to sign the engineering proposal.
And a second to that motion?
Second.
Commissioner Cox, comments on this one?
And this is in addition to the phase 1 study that's been going on for some time now. We did that earlier this year. Farnsworth's been working on that Illinois 16 Swords intersection, basically all the way from Remington down to Broadway. And this will expand it. The state's been gracious enough to participate 50% in this too. That's another good thing. So this will take it from Broadway to DeWitt.
Right.
And it's just the phase one study at this point.
Any other questions? Roll call.
Commissioner Phipps,
Yes.
Commissioner Butler,
Yes.
Commissioner Clausen,
Yes.
Commissioner Cox,
Yes.
Mayor Hall.
Yes. I move to approve council decision request 2025-2632, approving the reappointment of Chris Considine, Rich Finelli, Justin Grady, and Stephanie Packard, Blake Fairchild to the Tourism Committee for terms ending on 9/1 of 2028. Can I have a second to that motion?
Second.
Commissioner Cox. And let's see, I think we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We've got 7 people on that committee, and 7 of them, or 5 of them are up for reappointment. And this is just sort of a standard thing we do.
Yeah.
Okay, and go ahead.
Well, before I was on the tour, before I was on council, I was on the tourism board, and a couple of these people were on there at that time, and they do good work. Angelia, do you have any background on this group?
Yeah, so the group is, they're buried in their skill and their talent. They bring a lot to the table as they overseeing grants and facilitating sort of oversight of festivals. They're just a good group to work with. I'm glad that they're all willing to serve.
All right, if no other questions, roll call.
Commissioner Butler,
No.
Commissioner Clausen,
Yes.
Commissioner Cox,
Yes.
Commissioner Phipps,
Yes.
Mayor Hall.
Yes.
Motion to adopt resolution number 2025-3316, supporting and approving a boat access area development BAD program application through the Illinois Department of Natural Resources, IDNR, with a 17% match from the city for the purpose of installation of an ADA accessible kayak launch and resurface of the parking lot at Lake Paradise, and authorizing the mayor to sign all documents necessary to complete the application.
And a second to this motion.
Second.
Who is that? Oh, Commissioner Butler. And any comments? Well, I guess we heard pretty much everything before.
Yeah.
So if we're ready to roll call.
Commissioner Clausen,
Yes.
Commissioner Cox,
Yes.
Commissioner Phipps,
Yes.
Commissioner Butler,
Yes.
Mayor Hall.
Yes.
Motion to adopt special ordinance number 2025-1975, granting a special use for a barber school located at 1414 Broadway Avenue. Petitioner, Washington Savings Bank Land Trust, number 5148, True Grit Barbers LLC.
And a second to that motion.
Second, Mayor.
Commissioner Phipps. And any comments anybody wants to make?
Effectively, this passed the planning and zoning commission unanimously, but we'd like to give them an opportunity at the time. And it passed unanimously. But
We've been warned, right? Is he going to speak?
He said he's going to speak.
Okay.
Company.
Okay. Go ahead. Go ahead.
You're a client, right?
I'm sorry.
You're a client.
Yes, yeah. You know, though, I joked about that at planning commission, and this is David Newberry. He will actually be running the college, the one it does get passed, and his wife, sorry, Andrew. And after I made that joke at planning commission, he was talking about, well, they also do beard trimming and shave, so it's like, oh, I probably will go down there. Half a block away from my office, so I look forward to going. But anyway, if you guys did have any question, to address them, there were some questions at planning commission about, what we're expecting here, stuff like that, so.
David, did you run a barber operation before?
I worked at a barber shop here in town for 3 years.
Right, okay.
Over by, I guess, not county market anymore, but yeah.
Right on the
Yeah.
west side.
Yeah.
I actually talked to you a couple of years ago. You might remember my uncle was a World War II veteran, and I donated yes.
I do remember that.
Yes.
Yes, that's still there at the shop. I've done it numerous ways.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Yes, very good. Anybody have any other questions? We can get this taken care of pretty quick, I think.
So we're anticipating anywhere between, right now, going 12 to 14, somewhere in that range, you know. It just depends right now when we complete when we complete like a remodel there, because there's state guidelines of how many square feet like each station can be. So there's the, and also we have to put in like a certain amount of like wash stations and stuff like that. So I think at the minimum, we're probably looking at like 12, and at the maximum, we're looking at somewhere like around 14 again.
So as far as parking goes, are you encouraging them to park across the street in that empty lot?
Yeah, the big empty lot in the main, that they've already said that we could utilize for the students. That way we don't clog up any parking for like, you know, any other business there, and also to people that come in. Because the clinic floor we ran basically like a one shop. Once when we're doing our clinic hours, people can come in on the street and they get just extremely discounted services performed 100% by students under me watching them.
Very good.
Thank you.
And how do you market and find prospective students?
Right now, social media is a big one. When we get further along in the process, we'll do like a radio ad, things like that. And then also, I am an active barber and have been now for almost a decade. So just a lot of people know me in general. So I kind of word of mouth still kind of carries around and all that stuff. So
Very good.
Thank you.
Any other questions? Okay,
Good work.
we're ready to go. Let's do
thank you.
roll call.
Commissioner Cox,
Yes.
Commissioner Phipps.
Yes.
Commissioner Butler,
Yes.
Commissioner Clausen.
Yes.
Mayor Hall.
Yes. Comments by the council, starting with Commissioner Cox.
Thank you, Mayor. I have a couple of things. One, had some discussions with business owners, restaurant owners, downtown area, and a couple out on the east side of town with concerns about food trucks and the growth of food trucks and kind of the uneven playing field that they are experiencing with some of the ordinance and the setup for that business type through town. And so I've asked Alex to research a few things. I appreciate your help. We still need to regroup and get some of that information. I know. Very good. Appreciate that. Look forward to talking with you. And so, Kyle, we talked a little bit about your thoughts on
Yeah, when it first
where it's at right now.
Yeah, when it first came in, we just had a few interested and we didn't, pass an ordinance for that. But we kind of set some guidelines that we only wanted it in commercial areas. It had to be on private property, not on roadways, not in any residential areas. And so, started out really well, it was fine, but as more and more have come in, it's, we've had to tell them, hey, you can't be on the roads, you can't be, and we've always asked them to try to be respectful for the other businesses, don't put right in front of another restaurant. But it's getting more and more to the point where we do need to have some rules and regulations on it.
Yeah. So I look forward to working with you guys and getting that information and sharing that information and working on a plan with council here, hopefully sometime this fall. I think we've talked about we should be able to maybe put something together to discuss and work with full council. Is that correct?
Absolutely.
Okay.
I'd probably say you could expect that by October. At that point, we just gotta have enough time for public notice, then obviously the draft sent out to council for comment.
Okay. Appreciate that. And then I did want to send kudos out to City Manager Gill. There's a nice story on WCIA yesterday, I think it was, about your efforts on a gentleman and ADA issue at the train depot. And I didn't realize you came at 4:30 in the morning to address that problem. So appreciate all that you do. And that was a great story. Appreciate you taking that under your wing and getting that taken care of. So.
Not that I can fix elevators, but I do know how to reset the electronics on it if
There you
it
go.
need to be.
Exactly. So that's all I have, Mayor.
Okay.
Thanks.
Next, Commissioner Phipps.
Thank you, Mayor. Just, I too have been fielding some calls about, just some of the water issues. And I appreciate everyone coming and talking today. water issues and everything else. And I reiterate, I support Erica's or Commissioner Butler's comment about transparency, and we could have done a lot better as far as communication and openness there in the beginning. I do have a question though. I'm interested, Ms. Sparks, how would you like to, and how, maybe some others, how do you want that communicated? Facebook, what's the best communication nowadays for the public, in your opinion?
I would say probably a lot of us are on Facebook or Instagram.
Yep.
A lot of older people don't have computers, that sort of thing. Maybe their phone through Facebook,
Okay.
family can use it, that might be good. The cumbersomeness of having to go on the city council page and sort through everything that's on your page.
Right.
It's part of the problem.
Okay.
When the announcer really stated that you could only post on your municipal page, a lot of people were upset about that. But when we were talking about transparency, if you are more transparent, I'm not thinking you're going to be now. So we had this conversation, right? Okay. Go ask him what I'm saying. But anyway, we have talked about it, and we have agreed that we need to do better. So let's do better, and maybe Facebook might be a good way to reach a lot of people. You might get some kickback. You're getting a lot of kickback now. Not so positive, but we don't have a newspaper as such that a lot of people are subscribing to, but some people do take it on the internet.
Yep.
So, it's kind of a catch-22 is how, the best way, I think, you to go back to Facebook. Most people are on Facebook that I know.
Social media.
Social
Sounds
media,
like,
yeah.
okay.
Because otherwise, I don't know what it would cost you to print and mail a report a ton of money on. Yeah.
Well, and we have
And then
we
they
have a
don't give it
Facebook
away.
social media presence, so.
Yes, you do.
So that's good feedback in my opinion.
It's not that this is necessarily the type of marketing you want to be doing, but
Did you give us your name?
point, email has a 36-line website, which means that a lot of people
Angela
are still
Hampton.
on time of day. So if it's possible to have, an email sign-up sheet or even a text service sign-up, I don't know what kind of rules and regs you have to get through in order to be able to text people, but I think those are easy ways. There's no guarantee that the Facebook algorithm is
Sure.
going to show that
Sure.
information to the people who need to see it at any given time.
Right.
Whereas if you gave people the option to sign up for an email notification list and or a text service, then you can control that messaging and the timing of that messaging and ensure that it's funneling the right way to the right people. And that gives them puts the onus on us as a community, but also allows us to choose the method of communication that fits our lifestyle. And they're really pretty expensive things to.
Appreciate it. Appreciate the feedback. And then the other thing was, been reached out by a business owner about some liquor permitting issues that we can work on over the next week or two.
Yeah,
Other than that,
that's going to be up to, changing policies if you guys want to change policies. Yep.
Other than that, that's all I have. Thank you.
Yeah.
John? Yeah.
The only comment I want to make on the social media thing is, if you're going to allow comments, you can answer them, or you need to disable the comments, because most misinformation is coming in the comment section, and everybody's reading the comments, and it's like, that isn't the information.
Yeah.
So as much as you say you could be more transparent, the information was posted.
Yeah.
The misinformation is what runs wild.
Right.
So that doesn't stop people from sharing the post and then commenting on that. Comments on the city post are insane, what they say. And that's what you hear. I'm fielding still 10 phone calls a day about the water.
Yeah.
And they're drinking the lake water. I'm like, when were we ever drinking lake water? And they said, well, that's what the news said. That's what social, or, Facebook said. But The other thing that should be considered is an app for the city that is, that everybody can sign up for. It also, goes out to everybody that signs up for the app, just like social media, for the email blast, whatever. But you shouldn't have to say it more than once with the information, because it's very clear. It's just the misinformation that gets transported from every comment is ridiculous. So I would recommend you disable the comment section, because it's not fair, because the way you have it.
It won't always let you. You may not have the option. Some pages are not giving an option.
You can't always have it. But anyway.
Next, let's see, Commissioner Clausen?
Thank you, Mayor. Appreciate everybody being here. I think a lot of good comments, and it doesn't always come through this way, but we are conscientious, and that's why we dedicate time to this. So it's important that we take those comments, make notes, and definitely follow up for every one of you. So we appreciate that. And it's good to see a crowded room, because a lot of times we have 2, 3, 4 people here at the most. And yeah. And best of luck to the Newberries and your endeavor. So if you can figure out why 2 bald spots became 1, please give me an update. All right, thank you.
And Commissioner Butler?
I would like to thank you, Ms. Sparks, for your comments. I feel like I've been saying that since day one. I feel like that the miscommunication came in from the first time that we put something out. 10 minutes later, a different post from somewhere else said something completely different. And we as a city have to take ownership in that. That is our job, regardless of who puts it out. And yeah, that's how I feel about that. We failed. Yes, no, we absolutely failed. And I've been speaking that for the last several weeks. Congratulations on your business. You will be my business neighbor down the road shortly.
Good luck.
Yes, good luck. And I'm glad you're leaving parking. And then I did have one question. Have we had very many businesses complete the small business applications for the water that we had put out there that was available?
At the moment, and again, like that's not an initiative that the city is actively like sponsoring or hosting ourselves. It's just the Illinois Folks Emergency Management Agency made us aware of that resource. So the SBA has a form you fill out, and so we have a Google form. We've had about 3 people send back applications. We've been putting it out in the chamber email list. At the Celebrate Downtown Mattoon meeting today, I handed that out. It's all the business owners there as well. And then tomorrow, we're going to make a last-ditch effort and have those flyers out to folks in the community. Very unfortunate original deadline that we were given, Ed and I, in November, and they changed it to this Thursday. And so it's very frustrating that was not to us, but it is what it is. It's not IEMA's fault, it's not SBA's fault, but there could have been a little better communication on their part. That would be something that happens. Because again, we were under the impression that we had until November. And again, those loans, this form that we're putting out, just for everybody's information, in case you know a small business owner in the community, this is not a loan application that we're putting out. It's a form that takes 5 minutes for you to fill out, and then basically we can take that data, give it to the SBA, and see if it qualifies for disaster declaration. The SBA. And so that's really the big thing. We're trying to get that push out. And if you know somebody who has a small business that was impacted, reach out to Alabama, reach out to Ed Chamber, and we will get you sorted. So
we sent out 60 plus emails to all the people we thought were, who could make the case. You had to have losses that were significant compared to last year. And so it wasn't just for anybody. You had to be able to prove that you had at least 50% losses compared to the same period the previous year. So I was able to identify over 60 businesses, and we sent 3 different sets of emails out, and we're getting some.
I guess it can be on my records, I didn't put it up because I'm not gonna say I would to cover costs, and I'm gonna talk to you partly.
Yes, so if you understand how ludicrous that is, Joe. To take out a loan for that, and pay interest back on that one?
Yeah, my first thought when we received that information, I was like, what the hell? No. Like people do not want loans,
Yeah.
right?
And I also want to say, Alex, I'm sure most of you out there saw my email. Not a single one of you responded to it. Alex, I do appreciate you responding to me. I really do. Kyle, Rick, I didn't hear a word from anyone. That's absolutely ridiculous. And you cannot treat the smaller owners and your residents like that.
I'll help you a little bit on that.
3 weeks ago.
Yeah, right. So,
I've just seen the email thread.
right. We could have all responded. All of us got that. We could have all responded. But what we did do, we assigned it to Alex to,
Respond to my email until I sent a second one.
okay, that could be, but
Better. So many areas, you have to do better. This town cannot keep going like this. You've got to figure it out. We're tired of it.
there, you don't see what we do apparently, because there's a lot of good things happening in Mattoon that have never happened before. And we do take your comments seriously, but we did not ignore your comments. If all of us responded, we wouldn't know what each one of us said to you. So we assign it to someone to respond to you. And then we resolve that. The solution, well, you don't really have a solution because you, like you say, you don't want to borrow money. And the amount that you're asking for as a payment to you from the city, of which something that we could not control. It was an environmental issue that we can't control the weather, can't control the chemicals. There's things that we can't do. So if we gave all the money back, that everybody, like you and everybody got in line to ask for hundreds of thousands of dollars, then we would have.
It's the last city council meeting, so you guys have approved hundreds of thousands of dollars for projects, in my opinion.
Right.
What's time and waste for taxpayers' money?
Well, most likely they're
Sports driving the whip,
most likely they're grants. Those kind of projects help us grow in the future. Those kind of projects provide things for the community that's never been provided before.
Business owners like this, you're not gonna have this town to grow anymore because they're all.
No. We are concerned, all the work that we did on Broadway and on the road and a lot of other places that help improve the community, that bring workers here and people here to live and people that can work for you or be your clients. You have to have growth in the community to have dogs to take care of. And if we don't do those things, you're not going to be in business anyway.
This response. Keep screwing up the water situation, I'm not gonna be.
Yeah. But hopefully that'll never, it's never, yeah. It's, yeah.
What we're working on.
Comment on the loan. Let me show you an act. And I hope I was able to make it a little better, but the reason for the loan, I know it does you no good. I understand that. The reason for the loan, the reason they do this emergency situation, that their loans are normally a loan for a small business is going to be 7%. Okay. That is whatever the rate is right now, it's around 7%. These loans are going to be available to people who might have suffered, who might not have any option for other money to be in the 2 to 3%. So I know it's something that you don't want to even consider, but some people really do see that 2%, 2 or 3% as really viable
rather than trying to get a loan to keep their business going at 7%. Hope that makes sense.
I did turn the form back in because I'm not gonna take out a loan. It's gonna cost me more money. I'm not gonna file an insurance claim. That is also gonna cost me more money in the long run. But I filled it out because if there are, you know, if Amanda needed to take it out, we just wanted, right, and at least help.
Thank you, Dave.
Yeah, thank you for that. I was gonna say, I mean, that's really the main reason why we decided to put that out. It's because, again, my initial response was like, I was bad with loans, like, nobody's gonna want that. But this could be the difference between a business being able to stay open and work from while we work about other grants and opportunities. If the state does make that declaration, that could open up grant funding, but it doesn't have it without us getting people to fill this out. And so I really want to thank you for doing that.
So you got 2 days to
Yeah.
get however more you can possibly get.
I think we're up to 5 or 6
But
thousand.
I think you need to explain that.
Yes.
What was not is that why you weren't so.
Yes.
We could have done.
Any other comments? That's all I've got for the agenda. We need a motion
I'll make a motion to adjourn.
and a second.
Second. Second.
Commissioner Butler and roll call.
Commissioner Fix?
Yes.
Commissioner Butler?
Yes.
Commissioner Clausen?
Yes.
Commissioner Cox?
Yes.
Mayor Hall?
Yes. Meeting adjourned.